That's right. You are listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number one by our friends and family. We are the podcast for adults who like to laugh at adulting. As always, please connect with us. All of our links are right there in the show notes. The episode description is that Linktree link. You can follow us on Facebook, the Instagram, YouTube, and all that good stuff. If you listen to Apple, give us a 5-star review. Join our Patreon, where from now until the end of November, we're going to be donating all of our Patreon subscription money straight to the Gina McReynolds Foundation. That's teamgina.org. My name is Scott. I am your host. With me, as always, my co-host. I'm an architect for her pain, the queen of the sunrail, Mary. And our producer, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
That's my secret captain. I'm always angry.
Oh, that's Incredible Hulk, and that would be in the
yes.
Avengers.
Oh yeah, you scared me when you said Incredible Hulk. I thought you were going to say the Incredible Hulk movie.
No. That is the first Avengers.
I couldn't name one quote from
movie,
the Incredible Hulk.
Smash!
No, neither. Hulk smash!
Yes. I did a good job.
Are you caught up on Marvel What If?
No, my last episode I watched was. I didn't watch Party Thor yet. Just wasn't. That's not one I was like, oh, can't wait to watch Party Thor.
That one, I'm going to tell you, Chris, and I heard you guys talking about it on Diz how much you hate Thor Dark World. So Party Thor was probably my favorite episode so far. It was so funny.
I'm going to watch it for sure, but
it's so funny.
Wasn't sure about it.
Go ahead. Yeah, it's really funny. And then the last 30 seconds were fantastic.
Really?
The last 30 seconds, because the whole time it's like, well, okay, what is this?
Right.
Like, what? All the other episodes have been so dramatic, and this was not. And the last 30 seconds were like, what?
I think I got spoiled, so I think I know what you're talking about, but Twitter always spoils everything.
You probably do, because it's all over the place. Mary, you're not caught up on What If, are you?
Not even close. Are you kidding me? There was a new docuseries that came out on Netflix about Billy Milligan, and I'm sorry, I'm real busy right now. I deep dove into that.
She still also watched the trailer.
Are you caught up on our episodes?
Do what?
Did you listen to Emotional Support Eagle, our episode with Joe?
I'm sorry, the audio must be breaking up on this.
Well,
I listened to the Sign for Ants, so that's
because you're on that one.
Look, okay, all right.
This is why our show count is so low.
Is it because I don't listen to it? That doesn't mean I'm one person.
That's it.
She sends out a memo to
email
all
blast.
She's like, I'm not on. Don't bother.
People.
I do have an update from the Emotional Support Eagle episode. So that was a couple weeks ago. We talked about on that episode how I semi-successfully converted Joe, who is a Giants fan. I almost successfully converted his son into an Eagles fan, right? So it was a joke, and he said "Go Eagles," and he got real mad. Well, that was a couple weeks ago. Last night, Joe texted me saying, I can't do this. Nick's telling me he likes the Eagles and the Giants. He's like, no, he's like, I'm showing him a picture of the division. I'm telling him you can't do this. He's like, I told him this story about Santa and that I'm afraid he's going to start throwing batteries at me.
That is, I almost feel like, and I had nothing to do with this, but I feel like I'm getting back at my brother-in-law through you and poor Joe. And also, this is because Joe loves animal movies when the animal dies.
That is true.
This is kind of...
Wait, he loves when the animal dies?
Yeah, you didn't hear?
He loves... So, you got to listen to the episode, Mary.
God,
it's a really good episode.
Right now.
I don't want to rehash the entire episode.
Yeah, I'll just listen to it tomorrow on the train.
There you go.
Wow.
Perfect. Yeah. We've got so much to get to tonight. I can't believe that we've been bantering for about 5 minutes because there is so much to get to. No, it's quite all right. So I went to a wedding this weekend, and it was, first of all, to recap, it was a fantastic wedding at a really cool venue in a beautiful little town in Massachusetts called North Hampton, Massachusetts. Very colonial. It's like right by Smith College. Very old. The weather was beautiful. He got married at a train station. It was called Union Station Banquets.
Oh, wow.
So Jared, our Patreon, I took some pictures for you and I'll send them to you. It was super, super cute. But a lot of things happened, and I'm so happy to be podcasting, and I'm a content creator now because there's so much that happened. So first of all, my wife put me in charge of booking the plane and the rental car. Okay, now we did it through I've booked a rental car before, but we were doing everything through our Amex account. So of course I waited till last minute.
Wait, is Rachel okay?
And
oh,
yeah,
well, I just figured the only way that she would leave you in charge of anything is if she was like deathly sick.
I don't know why she left me in charge.
I think it was a science.
Trying to challenge
I think
me
it was like a social experiment just to see what could happen.
She was trying to make me a better person.
Or make herself a better person. She's trying to, it's a lesson in patience and understanding, I think.
Well, she definitely got to learn patience and understanding.
It's like when you let your children do things for the first time. Like you're like there behind them, but like the whole time, you know?
Yeah, she's like, I gotta let them learn. I can't just swoop in and do it.
Listen, it's time for you to spread your wings and book your own flight. You know?
And I told. I tell people all the time, I'm like, yeah, this is my wife and she's a saint because she's got 4 children. 3 of them are actual children. And then I'm the 4th. I'm the man child. So I took forever. I waited forever to book the flight. So she had to swoop in. And of course, there were 0 connecting flights from Orlando to Hartford, Connecticut, which is where we were landing. And I'll get to the flights in a minute. So with the car rental, so as of this past Tuesday, so 4 days before we're about to leave, we fly out Friday morning. She's like, have you booked the rental car yet? And I'm like, no, it'll be fine. I'll do it today. No. Everything in Hartford, Connecticut is sold out.
God.
Looks like a lot of Ubering.
Well, we're going through every single site, Expedia, Travelocity, the individual sites. I'm calling people trying to beg for a favor. And they're like, well, the closest we could get is Avis could drive us from the airport to their other location in downtown Hartford. And then we could get it there. So look, this was a learning opportunity for me, but more importantly, it was a learning opportunity for my wife for 2 reasons. 1, don't put any responsibility on me whatsoever. 2, we found this amazing app called Turo, which is like Airbnb for cars.
Well, really? I'm gonna stop you right there, sir. So you basically rent your car, like your car, to people.
Yeah.
How does that work for insurance
right now,
purposes?
I'm sure you have to, add super duper insurance. Like it probably jacks your.
I think they have their own insurance.
But we rented.
Is that a type of? Is that a specific plan you can select? Super duper. I want that.
Super duper.
It's
super
right.
duper Uber.
Full coverage and then also super duper.
I'd like the ludicrous package.
That's what you're looking for. Wait, so I would never be able to do that unless someone really likes snacks and they wanted to eat them off of my back seat. It wouldn't work. My car is disgusting.
Well, yeah. Well, so I thought, I'm not working. I don't need my car. I just need to clean it up a little bit.
Clean it up a little bit. I am also going to
Turo.
stop you right there, sir. Do you remember the last time I rode with you? I had to sit on on stuff. I couldn't get in.
There's a mountain of empty Diet Coke fountain soda cups that you have to climb over to get into my car.
Oh.
So we found this thing, Turo, and look, we got to rent a BMW X5.
Oh, nice.
For the exact same amount of money that we would have been renting a crappy car from
That's
Enterprise.
really cool.
And you don't have to do a check-in. You just communicate with the owner through the app, and they're like, okay, it's in row D5. Here's where the keys at.
Wait, is there there's a facility? I thought you would just roll up to their house and they're
no,
here's the
that's
keys.
the parking garage. No. They parked the car in the parking garage at the airport.
Oh, that's cool.
And they told us what row it was in.
Yeah. Wait, so do you have to?
You don't have to mess.
Sorry, do you have to return it with a specific amount of gas in it, like a rental car?
Yeah. You do the same thing as a rental car. They want it wiped down and vacuumed before you return it. But the hassle of having to go to the counter when you're doing the rental thing is a bitch, and you get to avoid all that. Oh
my goodness, renting cars is a thing of the past. Look at that.
Yeah, it's amazing. So all weekend I've been looking at my wife and I'm like, "You're welcome."
Oh, now look, I'm not going to stand for this, sir. Absolutely not.
So with the flights, I waited too long. So we flew from Orlando to Atlanta, and our next flight from Atlanta to Hartford was 45 minutes after we landed in Atlanta. So if you're familiar with the Atlanta airport is probably one of the largest airports known to man. Okay. We landed in Terminal F. We had to go to Terminal A, and we had 20
He
minutes.
landed in Terminal F, as in...
Yeah, that was... And the whole time I'm thinking, man, I hope there's enough time, because in Atlanta there's smoking areas in the terminal at some of the restaurants. No, there was no time. In fact, I felt like in Captain America and the Winter Soldier, when Steve Rogers is running around and keeps passing Sam Wilson and goes, on your left. That was me running up the escalator. Okay. We had to Usain Bolt it through the airport. Chris, I haven't run that fast since I was in track in high school. And that was like 20 years ago. I thought I was going to die. Like, Rachel and I sat down, we made the plane with about 2 minutes to spare. And right before we taxi off, we see them throwing our luggage into the plane.
No.
It was awful.
But you made it.
But one great thing that we made it, and we're better people as a result. I've learned not to. And then on the return, I'll get to that later. So we got to Orlando Airport super early, and we're Amex holders, so we got to go to the Delta Sky Lounge. Let me tell you about luxury. There was free booze, free food. It is like this beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
Tell me something.
I saw, Scott.
Do you just need an American Express card, or do you have like the black card?
No, so we have a platinum. I think it's for gold and above.
Gotcha.
Can get into, but you have to have a Delta flight. Now, some airports have their own Amex lounge. Like MCO has an MCO, or Orlando International Airport has their own lounge, and then there's the Delta Sky Lounge. And then also, if you're a Delta Sky Club member, then you also get to.
I gotcha.
So it's not just Amex, but if you have the Delta credit card. So it was like really, really nice. And I'm like, oh, okay. This is.
I just wanted to make a side story here. Scott decided to FaceTime me while he was living it up and having cocktails and snacks. And this was during my 16-hour stint at the Newark airport, where nothing was free.
It is in the Delta Sky Lounge.
Look, I didn't fly Delta, so my kids aren't going to go to college now because of the bar tab I accumulated at the Newark airport. But continue on, Scott. You're a great friend.
No problem. So I like to fly, but I also get really nervous on flights. I have to drink. So there's no booze on the shorter flight.
Do you really get nervous, or do you use that as an excuse to drink on flight?
Mary, we're going to cut this part out. So there was no booze on the flight from Orlando to Atlanta, which was very disappointing. Now, it's only a 58-minute flight. But, when we were in the Delta Lounge, like, I'm on the phone with Mary, and we've got 10 minutes before we have got to start boarding, and I am out of beer. And I look at Rachel, and I'm like, I'm going to get another beer. And she's like, we've got 10 minutes before we take off. And I'm like, hold my beer. Mm-hmm. I finished that thing in 10 minutes. Like, there's not a beer that goes to waste around me.
Oh, my God.
So we run through Atlanta Airport. We land in Hartford, Connecticut, and immediately we're hit with cooler air. Like I said, it was a beautiful town. We're driving through mountains. Like, elevation is exciting to me. The only elevation that I see here is the pile of Diet Coke cups in my recycling
mountains. It's like hills.
Yeah, rolling hills of landfills.
No, we were like,
where were you?
Like part of the in Massachusetts. We were in North Hampton, Massachusetts, which is just outside of Springfield. Yeah. So it was part of the Appalachian chain that we could see, like the smaller part of the Appalachian chain, but it was the Appalachian chain.
Did you run? Did anybody come to visit you from said Appalachian trail?
Oh my gosh!
No.
They heard you talking about him.
Let me tell you. So, I've lived in Florida my entire life. I've lived in Orlando my entire life. So there's a couple things that I learned. Beautiful town, fresh mountain air. COVID is very real.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Like we talk about it all the time, and we joke about how, it's not real here in Florida, and it's real to Mary and I, and it's real to like our families and all that. I've never seen it be so real since like March of last year. I mean, there's still permanent painting on the ground to anywhere that you go for 6 feet distance. Yeah. Anytime you go inside or even on an outside patio, you have to wear the mask until it's appropriate for you to take it off. I was like, wow, COVID is real here. It's amazing. It was a little bit inspirational.
It's so funny that you say that because so I go to Whole Foods today, pick up something for dinner, and I forgot my mask at home. Now, masks aren't required. They're recommended. So it's like I felt so guilty walking into the supermarket to grab something real quick without a mask on. And then you're like amazed at the little
Jeez, Chris, stop the spread, okay?
I know. We're going to cut that out. I didn't do that.
We're going to cut that out. I didn't do it. Oh, I do too, though.
Let me tell you something else.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I do the same thing. Like I'm fully vaccinated and you don't have to wear a mask, but nope, all the way on doing it. And I do feel bad if I forget it.
Yep. So not only is COVID real in North Hampton, Massachusetts, but the weed game is real in North Hampton, Massachusetts, because marijuana is legal. Recreational marijuana is legal in Massachusetts.
It is.
And let me tell you about places where it's legal. They flaunt that it's legal because everywhere you go, it's like, okay, COVID's real, but just in case, we're going to give you opportunities to test your sense of smell. And here's our waft of exhale. Oh my God.
What a sentence. Here's a waft of exhale. What? Well, since you're not currently working, did you dabble? What did you? No, okay.
I didn't.
Do we need to cut out the real answer? Or? No. Okay.
No, the real answer is no, and the real answer is complicated as to why not.
Is it your testicular cancer?
But I'll share that some other time. Yeah, maybe I should. It would have taken care of that. So also about that town, everything shuts down at like 8 or 9 o'clock. Unless it's a bar, like everything is shut
lovely.
down. Everything is shut down. So we go to this restaurant at the bottom of the at the hotel. It's in the hotel, and we just ordered a couple appetizers, and the food was pretty good except for the nachos. The nachos were, it's like when the cheese was melted but not melted. It was like crispy brown and just disgusting. And the reason why I bring this up is every person that I met or spoke to the rest of the weekend knows not to eat the nachos at that restaurant because that's all I said.
They should have put it on the invite. Why didn't they put it on like the invite? Like this is where
they didn't know.
The hotel like room block is. This is where you need to park. Don't order nachos. Also, the stankiest weed is at this corner. Like that's what the wedding invitation should have said.
Right. So we were so exhausted because we were excited about flying. We woke up at like 5:30 in the morning. So like we were on our own. Nobody, the bride and groom, they were at his parents' house in
Very
Boston.
romantic.
So yeah, very romantic. So we were kind of on our own. So we're like, oh, let's check out one of these bars and all that. So we started eating dinner, and I look at her. She looks at me and she's like, "Can we just go to bed?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." So we went upstairs to the hotel room, and like I wanted to make sure that we stayed up till at least 9 because then if not, I'm going to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So we went to bed, and I know it is now the holiday season because the greatest Christmas story ever told was on television. We got bedtime stories straight from Nakatomi Tower because we watched Die Hard.
Nothing gets you in the spirit like some Die Hard.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to finish off with Saturday, Sunday, and Monday real quick because Mary's got a ton of stories from her weekend as well. So this is going to be a longer episode. We hope you enjoy it. It should be very, very funny. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast. We'll be right back.